I found my new favorite vagabond in the root board game. She's deadly and mobile with card cycling built right in. This is Legendary Tactics. So today I'm going to feature the new Harrier. So we've got the Adventurer and the Ronin. I've posted playthroughs with them. Lots of fun. I haven't played with them on the cardboard version of the game. I tend to just play the digital version. It's really convenient and slick. So here's all the old ones: the Ranger, Thief, Tinker, Vagrant, Arbiter, and the Adventurer and the Ronin I've already played. So let's go to the Harrier. So check this out. She can move to any clearing, even hostile, just by using her torch. And there's no need to exhaust boots. So that gives her unprecedented mobility over all of the other Vagabonds. She's just really sweet for my style of play. I'm going to speed things up for you here for the AI. And I am playing against 3 hard AIs. For those of you who are cringing because you'd rather have human players, that's cool. I'm going to be playing some human players soon. I like to use this as just a training ground and as a baseline, and I would encourage you to try to beat me as well, whatever my scores are, or however quickly I can do it. Just as a sense of how well you're doing with a Vagabond, you can match up and see if you crush my soul or if I'm doing all right here. So early strategy, of course, is looking for the ruins or potentially getting some crafting going, and didn't really have great options on the crafting early, but to have 2 swords and a crossbow right off the bat made me start to feel a little bit aggressive here. And I think this is where the real power comes in. So I told you she's really deadly. Well, there's the evidence. Proof is in the pudding. So I antagonize the Marquise right off the hop. So I'm thinking, hey, let's go for it. So we'll see what she does here in terms of protecting and defending herself. And I also like, if I'm trying to keep these guys to less than 20 points, all 3 of them, then I need to limit their ability to score points. And of course, generating wood is one of the primary ways that the Marquise can do that. So if I can cut their supply off fairly early and get them off to a poor start, then I can focus on preventing the Airy and Lizard Cult from doing well later. So I'm seeing a really vulnerable location here, and I don't really need to crossbow. I should just attack. I've got 2 swords, and I could probably she's just gonna probably revive this unit. Now, just because it's fun, I wanted to attack the keep here. I wouldn't normally spend a lot of energy doing this, but once in a while I like to just go for it. So of course I'll take the sack first, get what I need, and then I'll take her out. So she'll respawn, of course, and that's the main reason you would take the keep out. There's 2 reasons to take it out, actually. The first is to prevent her from being able to respawn troops, and the second is that no one else can build in that zone while she's there. So take a couple of damage. I've got lots of cards at the moment, so I can get rid of that. The sword's already spent, so I can toss that aside for now, because I need to focus on searching, using the torch, and building up my kit. So that's a decent start, and I like the look of that other sword. I like getting a really nice leap on points here, and it's just really fun to take out the keep. So, oh, that's a good roll. I will take that. A little bit of damage there. It's pretty early to suffer such egregious damage, but tell that to the Marquise de Cat. Now, if you're playing against human players, this would be enough to make the Marquise target you for the rest of the game, and that would probably not work out so well, because she might also try to rouse the board against you. So, you might not want to do that where you're playing a human player, but fortunately the AI, they've got a short memory and they're really dullards, so we'll just we'll get away with that. We'll speed things up again here. So yeah, in terms of some of the other Exiles and Partisans expansion Vagabonds, I don't love their initial toolkit. I mean, having a couple of boots, to me, boots are fairly expendable, and the fact that boots aren't even needed by the Harrier, that she can make all the enemies in the world and still get to go wherever she wants, as long as she's got that torch. That is pretty fantastic. It's always a good idea, by the way, to track how your opponents are doing and see if you can inconvenience them in any way. So the, excuse me there. So the Aerie, for instance, if you can find a way to push them off the despot or get them to a secondary or third choice for leader, that is often a big inconvenience, because then they need to cycle all the way through their leaders to get back to the one they want. So useless boot. Oh boy. So I'm in rough shape here, but I could afford to spend a bit of time in the forest because I've got 12 points and everybody else is well below that. Ooh, I want to craft that sword. That would make me really deadly. So what do you get rid of here? I guess toss something that I can't craft. Now you also need to think about who your opponents are. And the lizard cult will provide some opportunities for me to get some points from destroying their gardens. Marquis, same thing, and Aerie as well. So with all three of these, there's lots of late game potential for just wiping out any infrastructure that isn't well protected. I don't think I'll need to worry about the Marquis. She's suffered early, so I probably need to focus on knocking the Aerie back now. Thank you, Marquis, for helping me out. Yeah, I'm really enjoying these. The new Partisans deck, Exiles and Partisans deck, it adds a new bit of flavor. And I'm also enjoying all of the Vagabonds. If you've got a favorite Vagabond, let me know in the comments. This is my third playthrough with each of the different leaders, so I'd love to hear which one you're enjoying the most. If you agree with me that the Harrier is, I think we can safely say the Harrier might be right up there with the Tinker. And I know I'm probably way behind on the meta on identifying this, but yeah, if there was any doubt, I am definitely concurring with anyone who thinks that the Harrier is pretty powerful. Because, I mean, deceptively, the card cycling is really valuable in this, because you can pick and choose what cards you're going to craft, and you can mine the deck. Like right now, I don't have a hammer, and that's something I really need to get my hands on. So now the other option is, if I can't craft the hammer, I can always give that card to somebody else and hope that they craft it. That's not going to work every time, but it's something to think about for sure. Dominance isn't really something that works for the Vagrant, so I'm not really sifting through the discard pile because I don't even really think about that. So now I got that sack nice and early, and there's my hammer. Okay, so now I can start to think about crafting. I'd really like to get another hammer. You know, you can get an odd point for victory point here and there. The ambush is nice. That'll protect me well, so I'll keep that one, especially since it's a wild card. So that will offer up a really strong defense. And the Lizard Cult is actually making a game of it here, so I need to smarten up and think about taming him. Alright, boots are just throwaways for me, especially with this character, so I don't need to. I'm really only doing that for the point and a little bit of extra armor. So let's be an annoyance here to the Aerie. What do we got? Alright, so pretty much all wild bird cards, so there's not much I can do to stop their decree now, but I can score a couple of points for knocking out their roost, and I can also just annoy them. Nobody likes to see their trees on fire. That gets me ahead of the Lizard Cult, who is actually fairly undefended down there. Oh, nice. There's the old teapot, which I can definitely use. So I'll be looking to craft that as soon as possible. It's a fun way to experience the game with the speed going up a bit. I thought you probably don't need to see a lot of their strategy, but I didn't want you to miss out on what happened in between turns, so... Oh good, the Marquis is helping. So you're really not much of interest in the discard pile for me. Ah, there's a sword for the Lizard Cult, so... guess I'll go aggressive, and the hammer will let me build something fun. So good. Let us craft that teapot quickly. That's a great card. Wow, root tea. So the teapot and 2 points. That is extremely valuable. Pick up a couple of easy points here as well. I mean, there's two ways to beat the lizard cult here. The first is to attack them and take out their infrastructure, and the second is just to race them to 30 points. So now one question I have for you too is what's the highest score you've ever had in a game of Root? How far past 30 have you managed to make it? So I'll challenge you to see if you can beat the score that I'm aiming for in this game. If I recall, I believe this is the game where I had a little bit of bad die rolling. So, what card should we get rid of? I guess that maybe wasn't my best play, because I could actually craft that one. That might have been a misplay. But at this point, you know what? I'm really focusing on my military, so I'm not looking to build long-term infrastructure in cards, because that's not how I'm planning on winning this. But I mean, everything helps, so yep, maybe I deserve a good scolding in the comments for wasting a good opportunity there. Okay, where can we maximize damage? Geez, I can't really do much damage on the lizard cult. Just slightly out of range. Alright, well, let's just stick around where we are here. Items are starting to fill up, so that bag will be useful. I could still offer some aid and get that sword. So let's do that. Oh, do I really want to give him an ambush card? No, I do not, but that sword is mighty tempting. You know what? Let's do it. I'll just remember not to attack the lizard cult anywhere, and maybe he'll use it to wipe out my opponents, so that's fine. If I have to, I'll just kill him with crossbows. 22 points. He's at 16. Yeah, I can avoid fighting him. And really, having that extra sword, that is gonna be a sweet boon to my kit. Alright. Well, let's get a quest going here. Might as well get an extra point when I can. I refresh 5 items, so... Oh, shoot. I just lost the teapot. That really wasn't great. Okay. So yeah, I'm back down to only 3 items, so, and that will take the Airy out of contention. Marquise isn't really a factor, so the lizard cult's really the only one who could stand a chance here. I mean, at 25 points. Should be able to finish this coming turn if I get any kind of luck. Oh, that teapot might have actually burned me, though. Might take me a couple of turns. And he hit 20 points. Don't love seeing that. Oh, yeah. This is where that glide ability... I probably should actually... I should have brought back the torch instead. Man, I am misplaying all over the place, but you just get kind of focused on wanting to pillage. Yeah, this is going to take a good die roll here. I got a couple of cracks at it. All I need is anything. I mean, I've got so many items I can dispose with. I'm not really concerned about the damage. Alright, I could use a good roll here. Nice 3. Real nice. 0-0. Okay. That's not exactly what I was hoping for. Should have been able to finish the game there. Wow, okay. Well, at least I got something out of that exchange. Leave that stack of 7 wood really vulnerable. That doesn't really give me anything left to do. Okay, so I have to leave it at 29 points. Sorry I couldn't end it there for you. That would have been my goal, to withhold their scores, but what can you do? And so now my challenge to you was to get the most points possible in a game. I wonder what the record is for this, actually. I doubt that my score here will be the record, but maybe the highest I've ever gotten. And I think you see how I'm going to do it, because all of that unprotected wood. Alright. No, we want to go for the attack. Alright, let's see. Let's see the damage. Okay, we got the ambush. Alright. Doesn't really make no never mind. There we go. That 4 is quite sweet. So that gives me a score of 37. Well, thanks for checking out the Harrier. I am definitely going to play this one again, and stay tuned for games against human players coming up in the future. This is Legendary Tactics.